The 10-minute drill.
This is a big one.
Covered by Universal Roof and Contracting. The difference is universal.
On 1010XL.
Let's go, let's go, let's go.
Hit it. All right, this is some sports concepts and rationalizations. We call it the 10-minute drill. And at the end, we got a wonderful prize pack today, Beef. You want to tell folks what we're handing out?
Yeah, man. It's all part of the Mother's Day gift guide at 1010XL.com, but we're hooking people up with a Peterbrook Chocolatier Home Activity Kit. You stay home with mom, custom make your very own hand-dipped Peterbrook chocolate treats. In addition, you'll receive a $50 gift certificate from Kuhn Flowers, plus a $25 gift certificate from Woody's Barbecue.
All right, couple things. I want to get into the Caldwell comments, but let's talk first. I didn't know that Barkley and Jordan had a
didn't
rift.
either.
I was surprised to learn that, and that's sad, and that's petty on Michael's part.
Well, we're learning a lot about Jordan. I read a column.
Jordan predicted, we wouldn't like him after this thing ran.
It's beyond not liking him, though, Dan. It's revealing who Michael Jordan really is, because we're now getting some of the blowback from some of the people that say this is not representative, or that their opinion wasn't. And I don't think it's being stressed enough that this is the Michael Jordan story based on the view of Michael Jordan.
Right.
And so they've made everything, if you watch this, then Michael Jordan is a fatherly mentor to Kobe Bryant. He's a mature ear for Phil Jackson. He's a ultra competitor. He's yet so petty. I mean, so petty. You've learned that, and we should have known already. The guy called out everyone at his Hall of Fame induction.
Right.
But that's what. But anyway, I read this column by Jay Mariotti, who was there at the time, and just
where is he now?
Yeah, well, he went to work for like the Athletic or someone, and then he had remember he had a domestic issue with a girlfriend, and the point wasn't necessarily him, but someone who was in Chicago at the time. But he was pushing forward. In fact, I was even going to pull it up and read some of the excerpts, because it was, on point in something. And we just have to remember this. We're seeing Michael Jordan is executing this like he does a basketball game.
Yeah.
He imposes his will on you.
Yeah.
It's his way or the highway, and all you're seeing is, the pro-Jordan response. And he made a comment, said, look, a real documentary, when Jordan's comment that I'm not an activist, I'm a basketball player, then that would be counterbalanced with, Colin Kaepernick stating that's or Jim Brown or something that really puts up a counter viewpoint to that, and we're learning that, listen, with Jordan, dude, Jordan was ahead of the game when it came to the term ghosting. You know what ghosting is?
Yes.
Ghosting is when you just, somebody, your friends you talk to, or maybe it's a relationship, and all of a sudden, boom, out of nowhere, you never talk to them again.
Yeah.
You don't text them, you don't call, you don't answer their calls, none of that. You ghosted me for a while, so you know what I'm talking about. And so, Jordan kind of invented ghosting. And what he's done with Barkley, he ghosted Barkley. Not only they're not close, he won't talk to him. He doesn't return calls, doesn't return texts.
Yeah.
All because Barkley dared say that he was critical of Jordan's time as an owner. And in fairness, Jordan has been an awful owner.
Terrible.
I mean, his teams are never any good. And so, but he did the same thing and cut back. Here's a point that was made too. I guess there is some voyeurism into that first episode when Michael is the clean-cut, wide-eyed rookie, and he walks into a room and then, and calls out all his teammates for either on coke or smoking weed or having prostitutes, and he turns around and leaves. Well, that's great for Mike, but what if you're sitting down with your 16-year-old son and your family, and you're interested in watching this documentary about Michael Jordan, and suddenly you got oh shoot, somebody give me the clicker. This ain't what I thought it was. Hey, Earl, is that true, Uncle Earl?
Yeah.
Which were you, coke guy or weed guy?
Yeah. They look back at some of Jordan's decisions as owner, and drafting Kwame Brown, trading
Adam
for
Morrison,
trading for Jop. Remember that?
Mm-hmm.
Trading Gerald Wallace, drafting Adam Morrison, trading Okafor, drafting DJ Augustine, 9th overall.
Adam
Bobcats
Morrison
rebuilding plan, everything else. Tyrus Thomas, huge contract, missed opportunities. Is he not the? Is he?
He's the owner.
Is he still?
I don't think he's the personnel guy.
I think he turned over.
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's why they actually got mildly competitive.
Yes. So anyway, interesting. All right, so over to Caldwell. A lot of comments yesterday. Talked to Florio at Pro Football Talk. Did respond to the Jags being ranked 32nd.
Well, in fact, let's be Dave Caldwell and the Jags being ranked 32nd, and then we'll comment on like the 7 or 8 other things that he addressed. Because, listen, if I guess this comes across as newsworthy nationally here locally. It's the same old we've been hearing for 8 years about what people are going to be, and there's an actuality of what they will be. So we'll have to wait and see where those two paths interject. But right out of the gates, Florio said, "Well, you're pretty much 32nd in every power poll I find."
Every one of them.
Right now, it's just noise. I mean, it is. Everybody's got an opinion, and I feel like, and our team feels like, what we've done in the offseason, we may have gotten rid of some known commodities, but every move that we made was to put a better product on the field this year, and we feel like we've done that. We've created depth at every position, created competition at all positions, and have a good core of young players that are coming back that really produced last year as rookies, and second-year guys like DJ Chark, Josh Allen, Jawan Taylor had great rookie years, Gardner Minshew. You can make a case he was arguably the best rookie quarterback last year in many areas of the game, wins being number one, and a good young offensive line. So we feel like there's some pieces in place here to really go into the season and put our best foot forward and have a good winning season.
Hey, what are you going to say? Yeah, we're rebuilding again. But, look, I said that earlier today, and I even mentioned to you when you came in, I did find myself, and this isn't contrived to play along with this. To be honest with you, I wasn't even thinking in the context of Caldwell talking yesterday. But at some point, as sports fans and a fan base, we have to plant a few seeds of optimism and allow them to grow. And I think it's time for that now. It is what we are. We know we're going to have Leonard Fournette. They're changing to a 3-4. Dan, what if C.J. Look, there is definitely some Gator fatigue to the C.J. Henderson pick. If C.J. Henderson had the exact same qualifications and he was coming from Ohio State and Jeffrey Okudah was at Florida, we'd feel differently, okay? Mm-hmm. So let's hope that C.J. Henderson is, a top 10 corner like Jalen Ramsey was when he was picked, 5th or 6th. So not that far apart as far as the diagnosis. So say he locks down one. Ronnie Harrison is a third-year young safety, gets better. And this switch to a 3-4 and getting a more of a field general type guy in the middle and Schobert more like Paz. Allow Miles Jack. What if Miles Jack now is an 8-sack guy playing in space and making plays? Yeah. And say Yannick Ngakoue says, all right, it is what it is. I am going to have to play. Yeah. And now you have Yannick Ngakoue, Josh Allen, and Chase on to move around as a piece. Yeah. Well, suddenly you get a little bit more optimistic that you can stop someone. I'm still worried about the defensive line. The defensive line to me is the worst in the league. Those three. If you're going to play 3-4, what three who are they? Yeah. And they signed another guy yesterday, but again, just another 7-year veteran with no resume.
Aaron Lynch. Yeah. I would tend to, like I said, I'm fine with a lot of that. Every move we did make was not to get better. I mean, you got to balance the cap, obviously, managing the cap with that. But it's hard to – listen, again, we have had all losing seasons, so why is this season going to be any different? I think that would be a fair question, And do you – I mean, you can't ask him this, but does he honestly believe that this team is better right now than it was a year ago? Because he says that too. And
I think he may the only pass I'll give him there is maybe he's talking about the season, the team that ended the season. Yeah. Obviously with Jalen, you can't –
For sure. And Boye wasn't playing. And, so, I mean, yes, adding those pieces. We had said all along, of course they were going to draft a cornerback at 9, 20, or 42. There was no question.
They had to. It's the biggest hole in the roster.
Nothing. Yeah. They had Trey Hearn.
And we said it before. It's the biggest hole in the roster. Yeah. Look, sometimes we'll suggest what a Jaguars draft pick is going to be because there's some voices that we hear.
Yeah. I'm still not sold on the offense. I mean,
but Henderson jumped out at me, 2 weeks before. Just one day, I was like, they're going to take C.J. Henderson.
Yeah. Everything rides with Minshew, obviously. Yeah. And yes, Minshew did not get enough recognition last year, and blah blah blah. That's fine. But you also have to look at the games that were won and who they beat, and they had a nice win over the Titans early, and the Broncos road win, and then the rest were against teams that were really bad. So. And when they got beat badly. I mean, again, they had a 5-week run that was as bad as any in the NFL in the last 40 years. So they got to be markedly better if they think they're going to even go sniff contending for the postseason.
The Jags did add another defensive lineman yesterday, outside linebacker, DN, 3-4 kind of player, but Lynch. His name's Aaron Lynch. He's played for the Bears and Niners. He plays a lot.
I always thought I remember him being recruited. and he ended up going to South Florida, which was a surprise because I think he was recruited by the big boys.
Huh.
And that always stuck. I think maybe he was a Notre Dame commit for some reason. That sticks in my head. I don't know. He ended
I
up
don't
going to
remember
Notre
him per
Dame.
se.
Did he start at Notre Dame? Maybe. Hold on.
I don't know. Can I finish the 10-minute drill with the most Atlanta?
Oh, very good, Daniel.
With the most
Played at Notre Dame in 2011 and then came home. Played at South Florida.
I've got the most Atlanta of stats.
Okay. Atlanta Falcon, Atlanta Braves,
Atlanta. It's all the same, dude.
Yes.
I mean, yeah, the Braves win, but do they really? I mean,
yeah,
the best team in frickin' ever, and my man Bobby Cox got me 1 in 12 years. Nice job.
Mm-hmm.
This is the most Atlanta of Atlanta stats.
Here it is.
Keep in mind, this team didn't even go to the World Series. That's how Atlanta this stat is.
Okay.
ESPN ranked every World Series champion, all 115 of them, to determine the best of the best. In case you're wondering, the Yankees own the top 3 spots, but this is where the Braves, the Atlanta part, comes in. The Braves got ranked, thankfully, as the best team to not win a title. Well, isn't that super? Isn't it awesome to know that you have the best team to not win the World Series that year? This is such an Atlanta stat. So I'm not even going to tell you where the Braves 95 team that won it all ranks. I'll just tell you that the 1998 Braves are ranked by ESPN of all the baseball teams in all the baseball seasons that have been played.
Yes.
The best Major League team ever to not win the title is the 1998 Atlanta Braves.
By the way, Jeff.
Thank you so much.
To that point, 3 of the top 4 non-champions are Braves teams that did not go to the World Series.
Those teams were awesome
the
teams.
98 Braves, the 93 Braves, and the 97 Braves.
See?
3 of the top 4 teams
Bobby
did not
Cox
win the
is
World
a fraud,
Series.
man. The most overrated manager in the history.
Overrated
Coach in the history of coaching.
Don't even win.
But look at those. Look at the Hall of Famers on those teams, man. What a JA. We had Tom Glavine, Greg Maddux, and John Smoltz in their prime.
Mm-hmm.
1 title.
Oh, dear.
You're bringing me down. I have a stomach ache, too. I don't get stomach aches. I'm not dealing well with it. This is the drill. It's a CPR contract.
I need a number, Danny.
Wednesday.
Let's do caller number 3 for the Mother's Day pack. It's a heck of a prize pack. Beef, tell them what it is going to break. 641-1010, gang.
Yeah, our lucky winner today going to take home a Peterbrook Chocolatier home activity kit. Stay home with mom and custom make your very own hand-dipped Peterbrook chocolate treats. In addition, you'll receive a $50 gift certificate from Kuhn Flowers and a $25 gift certificate from Woody's Barbecue. That's 641-1010 right now.